Hey guys, this old switch has seen better days. It actually only works part of the time. So I'm going to take advantage and replace it with the new combination switch. Stick around, I'll show you how I do it. So these combination switches are great. They allow you to control two fixtures in the same space as one switch. So it's beneficial to have in tight situations like a bathroom like this when your box is only so big but you have multiple things to control. Actually, this one controls the vanity light and this one controls the fan and the light over the tub. What I'm going to need for this project: the screwdriver, some kind of little needle nose, some electrical tape, and once I turn the lights out, I'm going to need some kind of a light. And the most important tool of all for electrical project is some kind of tester. You've got to be safe when you're doing electric. Make sure you turn the electric off. Let me go turn the lights off and I'll be right back. Alright, so the lights are out. First thing I'm going to do is take the plate off. I'll clean that up before I put it back on. Before I go digging around in there, I'm going to double check. And everything's good. So these combination switches can go in one of two ways. They control two separate circuits, but the little difference is whether you have a single power feed or dual power feeds. You can run them totally separately as two complete different circuits with power coming into the top switch and separate power line coming into the bottom switch, or you can have a common feed coming in that feeds both circuits. On this one, I have a common feed coming in, and let me get you in here closer and I'll explain to you what I mean. Okay, on this side is my there's the feed in, and it's just connected to one. On the other side is my line out to each switch. So, and how that translates onto this black side here, these black screws are the line in. So that's where you connect your power line to. And this here, this is just called a fin. This connects both these terminals. So you have this, so this kind of carries the circuit up to this terminal as well, feeding power to both switches. So I'm going to leave that intact. But if I had two separate power lines, I would break that out of there, and then that would make these terminals independent to operate each switch. So in my case, I only have one power line coming in, so I'm going to leave that intact. And then the other side, the two brass screws, that's what takes the power out to each fixture. And this power line is actually feeds somewhere else, so they just have it looped in there, which is fine. So that was the bottom one, so I just kind of push that down to the bottom, and then I'll do the top one. And while I'm doing this, guys, this is a perfect time, if you haven't already, if you like this kind of home improvement project video, like electrical, plumbing, painting, home repair, you know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And then I bend that out into the top so I know that I'm going to put the new one back in the same way. Okay, the first thing I noticed when I took this apart was that this ground here wasn't attached to the old switch. They have a ground screw. Why it's not attached, I don't know. I mean, I could hook this up, the new one, without attaching the ground, but I'm here, I might as well do it. So all I'm going to do is, I have an extra little piece of copper wire, ground wire, and I'm just going to attach it in there. Can't hurt, right? Again, you see I bent the hook around to the right because that's the way it's going to twist on. So when I tighten it holds it and pulls it in better. And then I'll just twist that onto the rest here. Okay. So like I said, I have a common power, so I only have to attach it to one. And I'm going to attach it to the bottom because that's where it was before. The hardest part of this operation is actually contorting myself to do this in a manner so I can capture it for you guys. And if you need to kind of squeeze the wires back together a little bit. Okay, and since I'm in a metal box here, I'm just going to protect a little and cover the terminals with tape. Again, not strictly necessary, but it's just something that I've gotten in the habit of doing. And then I want to carefully tuck everything back in the box. Okay, now I'm just going to clean this up. Now's the time also, get the gunk that builds up around your outlets. Now's the perfect time to do it. You got the powers off. So I'm going to finish getting this cleaned up, get my plate cleaned up, put it back on, go turn the power back on, and I'll be all set. So I went down, turned the power back on, and the switch works great. You know, an electrical project like this really isn't that difficult. The most important thing is be safe, make sure you turn the power off, get yourself a tester of some kind. It's a couple bucks and it's well worth the investment to keep you out of harm's way. Everything comes with directions. Actually on the switch here, the directions are actually on the inside of the box. So you just open it up, read the instructions. Like I always say, read the instructions and you can't go wrong. But something like this is pretty simple. All I did was I took stuff off, I pulled it apart so I knew where it came off, but if you have to, write it down, make a diagram, label the wires, and you can't go wrong. Just hook stuff up the way you took it off and you'll be all set. So I hope you got something out of this. Let me know in the comments below what kind of electrical projects you've been doing. This was an easy one, but again, if you have any hesitation or you're not sure about doing something like this, by all means hire a licensed electrician to help you out. So that's it for me. I'm just going to clean up. So until I see you next time, remember, take care of yourself and your home. I'll see you soon.